Well, hi everybody. I just thought I'd just show you quickly what I have been doing is cleaning the mesh after the winter on my RDF. It's a beautiful day here today, the sun's shining and it's freezing cold. It's really cold here today, the wind is terrible. I think this microphone stands it now. I've got a bit more confident with it, but I've got the new Karcher out, and what I'm doing, I just thought I'd show you this. What I'm actually doing, I'll just wait for the camera to get used to the light. I hope you can see that. What I've cleaned and the piece that I haven't yet. I'm just slowly moving round. But you can see where I've been. That's what's collected over the winter. Over these winter months. This is why we've made this drum so strong, because I can just get my pressure washer out and give it a good blast off. And it's clean and ready to go again for another few months. So I'm going to press on, just get this finished off. You've seen me do it before, it's in my other videos, just giving it a blast off with a pressure washer. I've got the belt dropped off this end. I've got that taken off so that I can move the drum freely and just keep turning it round. I'm doing it a little bit at a time, so most of the water's going out the drainage there. So I'll just carry on, get this finished off, and then we'll be good to go again for a few more months. Well, that's it, all done and finished, all nice and clean. You can usually tell when it's really getting dirty because you can see the gully and everything quite clear through it once you've cleaned it off. If you start to see that you're not being able to see your gully anymore, then it wants a good clean. All the guttering's nice and clean again, so we're all ready for another few months running. That's another little spring job done, but boy is it cold here today. My hands are frozen. Looking outside through the window, it looks really nice outside, but whoa, that wind's really cold. As I hope you can see there, the pond temperature's coming down now, 11.4. I mean, it was 13 at one point, but we're down to 11.4, and they are forecasting the next 2 days even colder. What a lovely prospect. But there you go, good old English spring, ain't it? Well, hi everybody. Today my pond season starts. What a fantastic day we've got here again today. It was 21 degrees yesterday and they're saying it's going to be even more today. Fantastic. So I've decided my pond covers are going to come off. I am going to get the pond covers off and I'm going to start my pond season. I'm not waiting any longer. The problem has been the cold nights. We've had some really cold nights, which does bring the pond temperature down about half a degree with the covers on. So I'm hoping it's not going to make too much difference with the covers off. But we'll see. It's just the cold nights that's been putting me off taking these covers off. But I'm going to go for it and get my pond season started. What I'm going to do before I do take these covers off, I'm going to put a board across the top there, from sort of there across, and the old buddleia bush is going to get a mega trim back. I'm cutting that right back. It was a right pain last year, so it's going to get a good chopping back well down, so that if it sprouts and grows like it did last year, it should look nice, a bit lower. It was way up in the air last year. I was chopping it down. It was about 2 foot higher than it is now. So I'm going to give that a good trimming. It's going to get a good knocking back before I whip my covers off. But let's have a quick look in the filter house. Here we are in the filter house. Everything's working fine in here. The pond temperature is absolutely fantastic. We've got 15 degrees in the pond and the fish are feeding like there's no tomorrow. I'm hoping it's going to stop them from eating my lilies. They are pulling my lilies to pieces. Dear oh dear, I've never had this before. Loads of bits, so I'm fetching out my skimmer because they're pulling bits off my lilies, so we'll just have to see how that goes. There's not a lot you can do about it, but I'll get my plants in the pond. That's another thing, we'll nip and have a look at the plants, but everything in here is fine. It's all running good. I am at the moment, as you can see, topping my pond up. I've got the hose on the water purifier, but we'll go and have a quick look at the plants. Well, in here actually, as you can see, I've got some new stuff. Hope you can see in there. I took all the others out, pulled them out. They just got so big, they was touching the top of the canopy on the holding tank, so they was about 2 foot tall already. So I really didn't want them in my pond. So I've pulled them all out. We went to get some more of the same and couldn't get any. So we've had to buy these. The wife came back with these, so we're going to see how they grow. I'm hoping they're low growing stuff, but we shall see. But I'm going to bang them in the pond as soon as get the covers off, and we'll get them growing. But they're in there at the moment. They've been in there about a week. They've taken nicely. They've just started to grow, so we'll see how we get on with them. Well guys, as the sun's setting, we've had quite a successful day. All the covers have gone, the back struts that hold them in's gone. I've got my plants in the pond, so a big clean-up day tomorrow. So great stuff, the pond season's underway. I've got my net that I put round at night, my herring net. It's out and all ready to be put on. I should put that on in a few minutes, as it's very late in the day now. It's about 5:30. We've still got a good sunshine, but it's going off the garden now. Good to see the covers off. Big clean up with the Karcher tomorrow. Get that done. Get all this green and everything off these copings. I've got the brick up there. All that wants a good clean off. It's got algae all over it, all around there. I've got all that to do. Might even get the hoover out and give it a good hoovering. So tomorrow is a good clean up day, I think. And then we should be okay and set for the summer season. I must say it has left quite a gap where that buddleia was. I think I'm going to cut it right down now and dig it up out of the way and put something else in there. I wasn't really keen of it, if I'm honest, but it's gone now and left a big gap. So I'm going to see what else I can put in there. Well guys, the pond season's underway. So I've got everything off. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to get all these copings clean and the brickwork clean, get all the moss and algae off them. Just give it a bit of a clean up, and then a good pond hoovering, I think. That's the order of the day for a start. So I'm going to get stuck in with that. Well, that's got that looking a little bit better. That's got all the green off the copings and all the green off the brickwork. So that looks a lot better. It has clouded my pond up somewhat. Pretty bad, but it'll soon clear. I'm going to hoover it anyway, so that would have clouded it up. It doesn't matter. That's all my pond vac set up. So now I'm going to get stuck in to doing some cleaning out. We'll give it its spring clean. Well guys, that's it all done, all hoovered out, the coping's all clean, the walls clean, so a good day's work today. Quite pleased with that. It will stay cloudy till about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, and it'll start to clear up then. The filters will take it away. I was going to give it a treatment of clover leaf, so I ordered some clover leaf, and surprisingly enough I don't need it. I've got no algae hanging off anything. I've got like the small stuff around the outside of the pond. I don't know whether you'll see it, but it grows to about ½ inch long, and that's about it, which I really don't mind. That's quite nice, that. But I've got no string or hair algae hanging off the pond at all, so I don't really need the cloverleaf. I couldn't tell with my covers on. I just thought every year I've had string algae, but this year I haven't got any. There isn't any in the pond at all. Like I say, just the small growing low stuff which can stay there. I quite like to see it. Nice green walls on the pond is really nice. But like I say, it'll take a while to clear now, and I can't really see a lot down the bottom, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. It's beautiful out here. Too hot to be working, but the jobs have got to be done. So I've got them done now. I might go pour myself a glass of wine and sit and watch me fish. Right, so what I will do is just show you what I've got going on in here, and this is it. This is the sieve filter Mark III. The pre-pump filter, basically. We're doing away with all that vacuum. It was a problem, I must admit, and it did slow the flow slightly on the pump. So I'm building now just a sieve filter. A basic sieve filter is what I'm doing. That pipe will obviously be cut off. It won't be there. It won't be that long. It'll be cut off about here somewhere. Down here at the bottom I've got the float. So the float will rise up and down, and this will operate that arm which regulates the flow. I don't know whether you can see in the end here, whether you can see that. Yeah. As the float rises, it will close that valve and slow the flow. So that should regulate the flow, basically. In the bottom there, I did mention in my last video I want to do a bit of power saving this year. So what I've got there is one of them Aqua 40. It's 10,000 to 20,000 litres. So if I have it on its lowest setting, it's supposed to move more water than my pump at the moment. We'll have to see. If I have it on 20,000 litres an hour, the maximum it's going to run is about the same wattage as I'm using at the minute. So I'm going to see how that goes. That could be quite interesting. It definitely will be a power saving, without a doubt. I reckon I can do it for about 90 watts, and that should save me £120 plus a year on electric, just that pump alone, in difference to the one I've got now, basically. So we're looking forward to that. But this is what I'm doing, and what it is actually a cold water tank. I got it from Wickes. It's just a cold water tank. I've dropped a 4-inch hole in that end, which I shall put a Uniseal in to push that in with when I get it done. Like I say, it will be cut off. It'll be cut off somewhere there, and then the mesh will go down here, which is what we're looking to do. And then hopefully the pump will pump it to my filters. So we're going to see, but that should be a big power saving. But that's what I'm working on at the moment, and that's the new sieve filter. Right guys, I just want a quick look at the pond temperature. After today it should be well up. Look at that. Hope that's not shining on it. 17 degrees. Wow, just over 17 degrees. Now they're giving it cold and wet next week, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but that's what they're saying. So we'll see. Rain and cooler. How much cooler I really don't know. What I wanted to show you was I ordered some cloverleaf, which I've told you I'm not going to use at the moment, which I don't have to, but what came with it was these, which is another thing I wanted to show you. They're bacteria balls, big gel bacteria balls. I don't know whether you can see them in there. Yeah, they're about the size of a squash ball, maybe a little golf ball, something like that. It's come as a free sample, so I'll give it a try. It's the Cloverleaf Absolute Pearls, it's called, and they came free with it, so I'll give them a try. They're, like I say, gel balls. Just drop them in your filter and they slowly release the bacteria, so I shall drop one of them in there. What I'm going to do at the moment is, before I do that, What I'm going to do while I'm here, before I forget about it, I forgot about it yesterday, is drop some Pure Plus Aqua, Evolution Aqua Pure Plus. I'm going to drop a bit of that. It's a gel solution, I better shake it up first. Give it a good shake, always give them a good shake, make sure it's all well mixed. And I'm going to drop some of that into the moving bed. Obviously some of this will go into the pond, but that really doesn't matter, it's all good. It's all good for it. Just give them a little bit of that. That should help my old bacteria. It'll disappear among the circulating media, but yeah, I've always put that in, but I will try them gel balls now, see what they're like. They look pretty good. But let's give it a dose of that for now, and that should do the pond good as well. Well guys, as the sun sets in the west, all it leaves me to say is thanks for watching, do take care, and as always, happy ponding.